Hello viewers and welcome to Eurotech Greensboro. In the shop today we have a Cobra Daytona Coupe replica. It's a really neat car, so let's go have a closer look. This car was built from a Factory 5 kit by a professional kit builder who did quite a good job. The kit is really very nice and very impressive, and it's been painted and lettered to replicate one of the Shelby team cars that raced in Europe and at Le Mans in the 60s. The body is fiberglass, and the frame is a welded tubular steel, very sturdy, heavy-duty frame. First thing I can show you is this quick-release racing gas cap. And you'll notice it's a modern, fully sealed fuel cell in there as well. And nice big fat fender flares with big tires. The ducktail, camtail rear end that made these cars so famous. Big number 6, a license plate light and tail lights, and it actually has turn signals. This car is a street car and it's driven on the street. One big positive that Factory 5 did was they made this rear hatchback open, and this is a solid glass panel rather than plexi or Lexan, and that's a nice feature if you're actually going to try to use the car on the street, which the gentleman that owns this car does, at least occasionally. Side pipes without very much baffling, and the entire front tilts forward to reveal the engine. It's got these magnificent knockoff wheels, and the wheels are safety wired. The knockoff safety wired into position exactly the way the race teams did it back in the day. Covered headlights with turn signals, plenty of scoops and venting on the front so we can duct air into the radiator and the air cooler and duct air back out. And we're going to go around and have a look at the interior now. Well, there's no outside door handle. We want this car to be aerodynamic. These original cars were 200-mile-an-hour cars, and this car is a 200-mile-an-hour car. So we need all the aero help we can get to go that fast. So no outside door handles. You have to reach in through the small window opening here and grasp the lever right here. That unlatches the door. Of course, we have a sliding panel for the window, and just a compartment in here where you can put your race car driving gloves. We have a pair of race seats and good 4-point race harnesses. We've got shoulder straps. There's not a crotch belt in it. The steering wheel is detachable. See if I can do it with one hand here. I usually can. So we can take the steering wheel off. It makes it a lot easier to get in and out. I'm going to try and show you the instrument panel from the rear hatch. So I've opened the rear hatch. We've got a roll bar brace right here, and you can see the instrument panel. This car is very plain. There's no kind of interior sound deadening, no carpets, no rugs, no mats. This is just full out race car stuff. As you can see, the instrumentation is race car instrumentation. This car does have a 5-speed transmission, which the original race cars were only 4-speed, which frankly this makes this car even faster than the originals, assuming we've got an equal amount of horsepower, which frankly we should have. The car is air conditioned, which you might laugh at, but just think, you've only got those tiny little sliding windows. That's all the ventilation there is. And again, there's no insulation in that firewall whatsoever, so it can get pretty darn warm in there. I'm going to open the hood and show you what the engine compartment is like, and you'll notice this car is sitting level, and it's up to about mid-thigh on me, and I'm a little over 6 feet tall. The hood is held with two latches, just like this right here, and those of you that know your British cars might recognize that from a Triumph GT6. You go around and unlatch the other side and raise the hood. I've got this nice fancy $50 extendable prop rod here that I use to hold the hood up. And let's go for a tour of the engine compartment. This is a Ford 302 crate motor, bought from Ford. It's got a big double pumper 4-barrel MSD distributor, an MSD ignition box, which we've already had to replace once. Brand new spark plug wires that we just put on during this visit to the shop. Way up forward here is a nice high quality aluminum radiator with an electric cooling fan. In front of that radiator is a condenser for the air conditioner, and you'll notice the body work to control the airflow up through the vent in the hood. We have an upper radiator hose that's shielded, an alternator. This is where we put water in. This is the compressor for the air conditioning, and unlike the original car, this car uses a single serpentine belt system, which is far superior to the olden days. The battery is mounted in front of the engine. And actually the engine is mounted well back in the car, if you'll notice where the front wheels are and where the engine is, so it's got pretty good weight distribution. I want you to notice the size of this frame rail here. It's big. An outstanding, fully adjustable, genuine upper and lower A-frame suspension system with wildwood brakes and coilover shocks, fully adjustable. And you'll notice we can adjust the A-frames, both upper A-frames can be adjusted. It's got these nice, pretty white headers. Let's go around to the other side and see what we can see. This side is pretty much a duplicate of the other side. I'm working on the plug wires here, and I'm letting some adhesive dry, so as soon as that's finished, this car is done and out of here. More headers. This is the footwell for the driver's feet. The brake master cylinders are under here. I've had to replace those brake master cylinders. We have two. And this is the steering rod. And again, you'll notice the huge frame member and the delightful upper and lower A-frame fully adjustable suspension with the wildwood brakes and some sheet metal work here to keep the gravel from the racetrack being thrown up into the engine. Venting to get air in and out of the, actually that's to extract air from underneath the hood. The car has windshield wipers because we race in the rain, just like Carroll Shelby did all those many years ago. So that completes the very brief tour of the Cobra Daytona Coupe. This is a magnificent car. I've driven it quite a bit, and it is a very good performer. And frankly, it's very sturdy and reliable. It's really a great car. This is a it's actually registered as a 2013. It was really finished in 2014. So it's been on the road now for 6 or 7 years, and it doesn't have a lot of miles, but it's been used, and we've done a few minor repairs, but certainly nothing significant. It really is quite a nice car. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and thank you very much for watching, and please be kind.